Good afternoon, guys. We're going to do our notes a little differently today. So I'll be in the classroom. You probably see me over there in the corner, but you're going to see me here on this video talking to with our notes today. So everybody's going to watch this video, take the notes as we go. We'll pause if we have to in the video, but we shouldn't have to. I'm going to take it nice and slow in this video for you guys. So we're going to learn about the cell cycle a little bit more here with some notes before we get into our next big activity with you guys. So hopefully this works for us. If it doesn't work for you in class and you're having a little difficulty, these will be on YouTube on my channel, Jermosel Productions. Don't forget to subscribe. So here we go. So in your notes, what you want to do is label them cell cycle, and I'm going to have a little pointer here. Hold on a second. So here we go. There we go. So class notes, cell cycle right there. Okay. And today's date is, whoa, what happened? Let me undo that. Today's date is the 18th. So let me go down here. I'm going to scroll through. So again, get that down, cell cycle. So remember the phrase, I play Madden at the crib. So we're going to be going through all those phases today. Let's see how well you remember that. So the I, what does it stand for? What phase? I can't hear you guys. Tell me what the I stands for. If you said interphase, you're right. So I is for interphase. The P in play is for, I'll wait for it, prophase. Next, we have Madden. The M in Madden is metaphase. Sorry to give you guys a chance to think about that one. The A in at is, I'll wait 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anaphase. The T in the stands for, see if you guys got it right, telophase. And the C in crib is, I'll wait again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me hear you. Cytokinesis. So those are going to be our notes today. That's what we're going through. I play Madden at the crib. We are going to know the cell cycle, and you're going to be able to tell your family members all about it after today's class. So let's scroll down here and get to the meat and potatoes of our notes. All right. So on your first page of notes, this is where we're going here. Let me get my highlighter here. There we go. So you want to label the top here, the cell cycle, and put IPMATC. That was the I play Madden at the crib. So get that going across the top of your notes, okay? And the first phase we're going to cover is interphase. So remember, interphase is the longest phase. So for what I want you to write down for interphase is interphase, the time the cell spends preparing to divide. So during interphase, the cell is not dividing, it's just preparing. It's like sitting there getting larger, making more chromosomes. So it's preparing to divide, it's not dividing yet. So this is interphase. So again, the cell does not divide in interphase. So I'll let you guys get that written down. I'll take my spotlight off. So again, the first phase in the cell cycle is called interphase. Then I got a couple pictures here for you guys, and I'm going to scroll down a little bit. So right here, as people are taking this down here, this first part, I want you to draw this picture. Parent cell, daughter cells, and each circle you draw, put the number 46. Make sure you put the ×2 here between parent cell and daughter cells. Again, I'm going to let you write this down. I am going to take my time, and I'm not going to rush you guys. Okay. So over here where it says question, this is a question I want you guys to write down. How are there 46 chromosomes in each new cell? So in this drawing over here, the parent cell had 46, but now each daughter cell has 46. So it doubled. So instead of having 46, now we have 92. So how does that happen from one cell that has 46 to where it doubled with the daughter cells to 46 apiece? Because remember, all our cells have the same amount of chromosomes, all right? We all have 46 chromosomes in each cell. So the answer is, let me scroll down here. We must make a copy of all 46. All right, so this has to happen. And during interphase, the cell is getting larger, helping for this process of dividing into the daughter cells. So here's a review of some chromosomes here. I want to show you what's happening here. So right here, this is one chromosome. I want you to draw the picture. It looks like a propeller, all right, with one blade. Okay. And in the middle here, we'll talk about this. This is called the centromere, holding the two chromatids together. These two parts are called chromatids. So what happens then? The chromosomes start to double. So this is one chromosome doubled. So now we have one here, one here. So it doubled. So instead of one, now we have two. And what eventually happens during division, and this is going to be our when we get into mitosis, we get two chromosomes. All right, they will detach from each other. So you'll have one chromosome here and one chromosome here, and the double. So that's how we come from 46 in our parent cell to 46 in each daughter cell. It's during this phase of interphase where everything is getting larger and duplicating, all right, making a replication of itself, getting ready for mitosis, where the cell is going to split into two new identical cells. So this is interphase. So I'll give you a second to write that down. Again, during class, I might pause the video, depending on how I feel, if you guys are going a little slower with these notes. All right, so let's move out of interphase, and let's move into our next phases of mitosis. I got some open pages here. All right. Oh, sorry, I tricked you guys. We're still in interphase. We are going to break interphase down into its three sections. So remember in interphase, and let me scroll up here so you guys can see this. There are three parts to interphase. There's G1, there's the S stage, and the G2 stage. So this is all parts of interphase, all right? So let's go a little deeper into these sections. So G1, the G, if I didn't tell you, stands for growth. So G1 is growth period number 1. And during this stage of interphase, the cell gets bigger. The organelles get bigger. So everything inside that cell gets bigger. That's what I mean by organelles. High metabolism. All right. So so remember, high metabolism is where you eat and it uses everything you eat and energy is created really quickly. All right. And the chromosomes start out long and thin, and then they get short and get wider. All right. You saw this in your drawings in class. So this is growth period number 1. The cell is getting bigger. It's getting ready for that dividing part of its life. It's not there yet, but it's getting ready. So this is G1. After G1, we have what's called the S phase. And this is synthesis. All right. So this S synthesis phase is part of interphase. So during synthesis, and remember, that means to make. When you synthesize something, you're making something. The chromosomes double. The DNA inside those chromosomes double, and the organelles double. So when things are doubling, this is called replication. All right? Replicating. All right? Getting larger, making a copy of itself. This is the synthesis part of interphase. Let me scroll down. This will still be up here for you guys. All right. The last part of the interphase is called G2. All right. So the G in G2 is the same as G1, except this time it's growth 2. So during this, the cell checks that everything's doubled correctly. So it doesn't want any mistakes. All right. If there's a mistake, something went wrong, the cell wants to stop everything and doesn't want that cell to continue. So it's checking that everything is doubled correctly. The chromosomes, there should be no changes in those. The doubled, they should be identical to the original chromosomes. All right. And double the centrioles. And we'll show you a picture here in the next page of notes what the centrioles do. The centrioles is where those little spindle fibers are going to come out and grab the chromosomes, rip them apart. So then we'll have 2 cells at the end of the cell cycle. So that's growth number 2. All right. So remember the 3 parts of interphase: G1, S, and G2. All right. Again, probably be pausing this in class so you guys don't fall behind on those notes. Let's go on to mitosis. Hopefully I'm right this time. Yes, I am. So at the top of your next page of notes, or at the bottom, wherever you happen to be at your notes, I want you to write mitosis and do I play men at the crib again, but I only want you to circle PMAT. So this is the actual part of mitosis. So prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. Okay, so circle that part. So the first phase we're going to look at in mitosis is called prophase. And in quotation, I want you to put around prophase the word preface. Usually in a book, if you ever read a book, you should have read a book. I shouldn't even say that. You'll see the preface, or preface, however you want to pronounce it. It's kind of the beginning of the book. So it's this preface, the prophase, is the beginning of mitosis. During prophase, the nuclear membrane disappears. I'm going to read through this, then I'm going to show you the picture. The centrioles move to each side of the cell and spindle fibers form. And again, at this point, there are 46 chromosomes inside this cell. So right here, the little X's in the middle, those are chromosomes. Over here, these little lines coming out, those are spindle fibers on each side of the cell. And if you could see this little T right here, I'll put my cursor right on it, right there and right there. Those are our centrioles. That's where the spindle fibers originate from. All right, so they're starting to reach out. Eventually, they're going to reach out for those chromosomes. So this is prophase. Repeat that in class, guys. Prophase. Just in that voice. Prophase. Good job. All right. We're going to move on to our next letter in mitosis, our next phase. That's the M for Madden. So that is metaphase. All right. And in quotation marks around meta, for you to remember this, all meta means, and for you guys to remember this, I want you to remember middle. All right. So what I mean by that, the chromosomes line up down the middle, or sometimes we call it the equator, and you'll see that in a lot of textbooks, a lot of worksheets, a lot of websites. They call it the equator. And what happens then, the spindle fibers attach to the centromeres, and one spindle fiber to each chromosome. So you can see here, here's our centrioles again. I put my cursor on this one and on this one. And down the middle are our chromosomes lining up on the equator. And as you can see, the spindle fibers are reaching out, grabbing part of that chromosome at the centromere, reaching out, grabbing part of that chromosome, reaching out, because eventually they're going to want to take those chromosomes and break them apart. Okay, so that's how we're going to get those daughter cells. So this phase is called metaphase. Again, remember, middle. And everybody repeats, metaphase. Same tone of voice, metaphase. Good. I'm having too much fun with these notes today. All right. So going out into the third part of mitosis, and I'm going to scroll down here in my notes. We have anaphase. And a good way to remember anaphase is, put in quotation marks, apart. All right. This is where they're going to be pulled apart. All right. Those chromosomes are going to be pulled apart. So chromosomes apart at the centromere. So right here again, here's our centriole. Here's our spindle fibers, spindle fiber. And now you can see they pulled those chromosomes apart. All right, so ripped apart. Okay, so this is where N's going to equal 92. 46 plus 46, 92. All right, so hopefully you can see now where those two new cells are going to form and be identical to the parent cell. So this is anaphase. Remember, all part. And again with me, say anaphase. Good job, guys. All right, moving on. We got one more part of mitosis after anaphase, and that's our T for the. And that phase is telophase. So for tele, what you can remember, a good way to remember it is 2. All right, because the cell starts to pinch into 2. It's not quite 2 cells yet. It's starting to pinch down the middle. And the nuclear envelope is reforming around the chromosome. So what I mean by nuclear envelope, if you could see here, you see these little dashes starting to go around the chromosomes right here. They're starting to go around those chromosomes that are being pinched away from each other. And the spindle fibers are shrinking back into the centrioles. So a good way to remember this is you have the 2 new cells here, then they're being chopped down the middle, and you're starting to get 2. All right. So this one, a good way to remember telophase is where the chopping part comes in. So the chop. All right. So again, this phase is called telophase. Say it loud. Telophase. Wow, my eyes look crazy on that. But that's all right. All right. And this is where N equals 92. So we got 92 chromosomes. So there's going to be 46 over here. Hopefully everything is correct. And 46 chromosomes over here. And this is the end of mitosis. All right. So one last phase to get to, because we can't just end there with telophase. We have to end with cytokinesis. And this is where the cut comes into play too. All right. So again, right above cytokinesis, we have cut it, because when I was just showing you right after them pulling apart, this is where that cut comes in. All right. So during cytokinesis, the cell splits. The nucleus is formed again, and the spindles are cut. They're gone. So right here, we have our new circle here in the middle. That's our new nucleus. New nucleus. You can see the chromosomes are shrinking back down into chromatin. Our centrioles are kind of shrinking back. And now we have 2 identical cells, each with 46 chromosomes. Cell cycle is over, and we'll start again for each of these cells down the line. So it's continuous. So that cell cycle will start over again, and the same thing will happen over and over and over again. And I believe this is the end of my fabulous notes for today. So again, hopefully I went slow enough for you guys. These notes will be on my YouTube channel, Germozo Production. So please subscribe. You get those notes on there. I'm going to try to do these notes in this class like this all the time for you guys. I think it will work out really good for us. Hope you guys have a great Monday, and later. And go home and tell your family about mitosis.